But in your consultation, guys, and when you're talking with people, especially if your agent says, hey, I need you to qualify someone right now. Can you call this person right now? And we as loan officers, obviously, we need to know what their FICO scores are and whatnot. But if they just want to get a general idea of how much they qualify for, we have to be able to calculate the income. These are some of the more important questions you have to ask. So I'm on a call with Romy, okay? And she tells me that she works for Toyota. And she is a marketing director at Toyota. So I go, Romy, nice to meet you, blah, 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 right? So, oh, great, you work for, that's awesome, that's great. You know, cars are great at Toyota. What is your hourly rate, right? And she tells me it's $75 an hour, okay? I go, and then one of my first question is are you full-time or part-time, okay? And she tells me she's full-time. So I'm already thinking she makes full-time. I'm thinking 2080 right away, okay? Now, if she says she is full-time, okay, usually I can just stop there, okay? And I can just quickly now calculate an income in my head or with a calculator, and I can say, oh, she probably makes about $13,000 a year, right? Some of the ancillary questions that you want to ask is, do you earn other variable income such as commissions and bonuses? And Romy goes, yes, well, as a director, if we hit certain, hit our goals, I am qualified for, let's just say $10,000 for the year. Okay, right? And you could jot down 10,000, and then you're gonna ask, $10,000, and then and why is that important? And then actually the follow-up question is supposed to be, oh, have you been receiving variable? Have you been receiving variable income for at least 2 years? Okay, and she says yes. Then the guidelines is that you can average that income over 24 years. So let's just say last year she received 10,000 and this year she received 10,000. So that's $20,000 divided by, right, 24. And that's an additional $833 I can use every month. Okay, so instead of $13,000, I can use now the sum of that. So it's, I don't know why they did that, 13 plus 833. There. So what in the world is going on? Plus 833. So now her income is going to be 13,833. Okay, but the most important things, guys, is just to know to ask, are you full-time? And if they're not full-time, you have to ask, how many hours of work are you working, right? That's important, because now if it's part-time, I know we didn't really go into part-time, but you want to ask how many hours do you work? Okay, do you work? Are there commissions and bonuses that you receive? Have you been receiving them for at least 12 months? So you can kind of go through this. Do you for additional income, there's like things like allowance for auto and cell phone that you can ask or add. It might be like $150 a month. You can add that to this as well. Okay. At the bottom here, again, talking about ancillary questions, does your income come from a company you have ownership stake in? This is a very important question, because if they say yes, and you ask, what's your percentage, and they say, oh, I own that company 50% or 25%, then they're actually going to be considered self-employed. Okay. And if it's self-employed, that's why I'm going to break this up. That's a whole nother set of calculations that you have to do. Okay. And that's where I'm going to kind of stop it, because when they ask this question and it's a yes, then we have to look at self-employment income. Okay. And we'll continue that on next week. This was probably a little bit more than you expected, and I know I kind of ad-libbed a few things, but does anyone have any questions? Do you feel comfortable calculating the income, just a very, a basic calculation of income? Yes or no? Thumbs up or thumbs down, or in the middle? Thumbs up there. How about Romy? Thumbs up, thumbs down, in the middle. How about Hyuna? Yeah, Paul? Awesome. So hopefully this week, okay, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you meet someone and you're able to consult someone and go, hey, Romy, curious. I heard you're a loan officer. I just want to quickly know how much I can qualify for. Your first step is what? To calculate their income. Ask them these questions. Are you full-time? How do you get paid? And if they tell you, oh, I'm full-time, and what's your hourly rate? You should be able to at least at that point calculate a qualifying income. All right? If you have any other questions, if you want to go over some specifics, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You have my number, you have my email. Yeah. Don't hesitate. Okay? All right, Peter.
All right. Thank you, Ragnar, for everything. I mean, definitely this is one of the critical things that we have to go through. So if you don't know it, it will be only difficult as you continue consulting or working with a bar. So what we recommend is to let us know so that we can point things at a time. I guess if you don't know too much and try to help the other person, you're creating a situation or trouble. So it's better to educate ourselves so that we put in hours, make I guess compensated in the ways that we want to. Okay.